Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Onward VR Master League. My name is NightFiree. I'm here with my co-host, Buxton. Buxton, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, but I've got a long road ahead of me tonight.
Yeah, we have a lot of games on the list today, a lot of action coming at you hot and heavy. Today, what we're delivering to you is Stone Cold Killers versus Blaze. Should be an interesting match. We'll see exactly what Stone Cold Killers are made of, since Blaze has been a team that's definitely proved to be, I don't know, a pretty strong team, pretty strong new squad. Losing,
yeah,
I mean, they barely lost to Mob Squad, barely lost a boss fight. They're right along there with some of these top tier teams.
Yeah, and they've got a little bit of a better win ratio as well. They've got 5 wins, 4 losses compared to Stone Cold's 2 and 3. Slightly more favorable record, and definitely it shows in the MMR difference. Stone Cold's only at 1,200 compared to Blaze at 1,210. So that is only, it does actually not seem too much, but on the rankings, that is 21 in the world on Stone Cold and 12, position number 12 on Blaze's side. That is a pretty big difference, though it may not seem like it. But considering the kind of experience of Blaze and the kind of unfortunate matchups they've had against, like, say, Boss Fight and Mob Squad, I think they can definitely pull this off despite the kind of seemingly small MMR difference.
Yeah, we will see what they are made of, so to speak. As we hop into the war room, take a look at the picks and bans. Coming from SCK, we have Cargo as the ban. And coming from Blaze, we have Bazaar. We have an improper tanker ban there. I'll pop that off. Let's see if Bazaar ban is working. And then, what's their map? Do we have the lobby up yet? Do we know what we're going to be hopping into right away, Bucks?
I do not believe we do, but I will double check just in case. So we are still waiting on those teams, of course, to set up their lobby. Some teams takes a little bit longer than the others, which is somewhat unfortunate, but there's always some kind of hold up with like a member being too late, something along those lines.
I think the lobby is up.
Oh, you would be correct.
I didn't take a look at the map, though. I'm not sure what we're hopping into here.
It'll be a surprise. I'm going to put a bet onto Quarantine.
Okay, I think I may have seen that. No, it's Downfall. You're wrong.
My predictions ring false yet again.
Really a common trend we got going on around here. Downfall will be our first map for Stone Cold Killers and Blaze. We're going to go long range right away. What do you think about that, Bucks?
I think it does put Blaze at a little bit of a disadvantage, as they are quite famously a short-range team. Like, they're quite aggressive, though they certainly aren't no slouches on Downfall and longer-range maps like Quarantine. They can definitely still pull things off. They're definitely nowhere near as good as they are on, say, Cargo, Bazaar, Suburbia. They're bread and butter of small maps like that, where they can bring out Nowco or Birds with the Shield and just dominate any kind of close-range encounter. I'm not entirely sure who's going to take this. I think Blaze will edge ahead, but Stone Cold's definitely going to take this the distance, maybe to a 3-4. Slightly more expected to a 2-4 with Blaze taking it.
Yeah, it's not going to be a easy series by any means for either one of these teams. Stone Cold Killers taking a look at their active roster for today. It is going to be Miracle Dev, 4Qs, Dr. Sean, Enigma, and Seth Bowden. All very veteran players of the league, guys that have been around for quite a while. Going over at Blaze, Not Ready, Noman, Nako, Cryo, and Verds. Also, some veteran players. I mean, some guys that have put a lot of hours in.
Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing to think how far they've come from just being brand new players in Onward, let alone the league. Back in Season 4, when both they and Stone Cold Killers were formed. They were so new, and now look at them grow. Here they are.
Here they are, indeed. Duking it out against the top tier squad. I'm trying to look. I didn't know if you mentioned this. The standings exactly where these guys are. Stone Cold Killers are 24, ranked 24th, and Blaze are Blaze.
It should be number 12, unless the standings updated compared to my notes.
Wow, that's quite the difference. How is so... Man, that's insane to think that there's that big of a gap.
Only 10 MR.
yeah, between them, and there's Almost 10 points. That's really interesting. So this is a pretty big game if they want to go up in the rankings. Kind of get catapulted up to these teams, these higher level of teams that are up there in those higher MMR pools. It's, I don't know. It's kind of like a catch-22, right? If you get too much MMR, you end up getting put against teams that you might lose to because they're significantly better, and that's what you want, though.
Definitely that risk, yeah. But I think they do deserve to be up there because just this one win, even in the worst case scenario with it being a really close match, they will still get catapulted to at least 16 or 15 on the leaderboards compared to the 24 they're at now. So it's going to be a huge jump regardless. I think they're kind of in a damned if you do, damned if you don't area right here.
Man, this is a big game for Blaze then. This is really something. Or sorry, Stone Cold Killers then. This could really shoot them up. It also could help Blaze kind of inch their way up into those higher echelons of teams. Get that MMR boost. We're waiting. I think both squads are ready. Buxton, if you want to make sure they're good to go, then I think we'll be ready to fire things up here. I'll let them know as well. A reminder, this is the first map of the day. There's 3 to come. And it is going to be on Downfall, a little bit of a longer ranged encounter. I guess it does vary on where those spawns are in terms of how much long range engagement you're going to have.
Yeah, it depends on what kind of objective you're getting, like a North Hotel spawn with the dumpster objective on the south or west. It can be quite a long range encounter compared to, say, a quick spawn with a west dumpster objective. That can be very, very close range.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can be right there, ready to dump some smokes in, hot and heavy onto objective. Anything's possible here as we eagerly await the entry of these squads. Both teams ready up. The countdown begins. We hop into our first map of the day, round 1, match 1.
Here we go. There is one thing I do want to see from Blaze when we do eventually get to their master ground, is we saw against, I believe it was boss fight, where we had Nalco with the shield on downfall. I want to see more of that. That's something you do not see every day.
I don't know if you noticed this there, but Not Ready's name cleverly changed. Wow, Verds find some early picks. They're spawned up at that far northeast spawn, and Verds looking and confirming right away a Stone Cold Killers. Cryocell pushing up pretty heavily as well. These guys are going to get into some rather forward positions. Cryo may be able to catch somebody out here.
Yeah, I gotta say, that was a dirty angle that he had right there. I've never seen someone take that. Verds really must have done his poking around the map in a free roam to catch that angle.
Yeah, Verds now also pushed up even more aggressively. Maybe he'll look for that rotation over towards Red Truck once they decide to move. Kind of take stock of where the rest of this team is. They have one that's over on that north hill. He should be able to catch this rotation around. Taking a look at Noman's position, he may be able to catch 2 out if he's looking there.
It's certainly possible. Just Noman, he's got to keep an eye on that eastern side. He has no reason to be swapping back to looking over towards, say, the center of the map, because that's already totally covered. He just needs to train his eyes, discipline himself to keep an eye on the east hills, and he could potentially catch a nice double kill right here. Yeah,
and he knows that this east rotation happened. Noman called out early, 2 going east, 2 going west, so he should be expecting something here. He shouldn't ever drop off of this. He's going to peek over there at the building. Still not going to catch anything. They're just hiding behind that building down there by tank.
This is a really nice encirclement, though, with the Verds and Cryocell's aggressive positioning. They've really just locked Stone Cold into this kind of northeast and eastern side of the map. I really love to see this. You see it a lot with teams like Globochem or SMC Tactical. They've really taken advantage of that early information and the knowledge of where they can push up to safely.
That early pick really coming in huge from Verds. More shots coming out. Not sure from who.
It was just a few from Miracle Dev over towards possibly Noman way up on the hill, or rather, that's actually from the eastern side by Seth Bowden and 4Q.
Yeah, I think you're right on both accounts. 4Q and Miracle Dev both putting out some rounds. 4Q worried about a potential hillside defender. They really got to be worried about where Noman is. I mean, Noman should really have information now. He heard those shots go out. He saw those rounds hit the top of that hill. Should be able to act off that.
Good indeed. I'm not sure what the plan is with those guys in the red truck building. They have to move eventually with 3 minutes remaining. They can't sit there forever, especially not with this objective and 5 defenders still alive.
Ooh, Verds finally finds Miracle Dev. He's been putting a lot of rounds out that window, and the headshots go out. Noman finding 4Q on the backside.
One down on the east.
The Stone Cold Killer's push is getting shut down. The question is, will they go for that res and risk it? Unsure.
It's going to be a very risky one considering how far out in the open he is. If he goes for that, Noman is going to be just waiting for it. There's a reason he hasn't confirmed him yet, I imagine. Borq's called out that he can't see him, even though he's definitely still there. That may be a little bit of a issue for Seth here.
Yeah, always good to be relaying information, taking an eye on to Verds. He's still maintaining his spot over there. He may catch out a rotation from Enigma if he looks and peeks this.
Unless Verse pushes up, hopefully he shouldn't be able to see Enigma as he moves down here, because he's gone quite down into the kind of crevice here of the crater building. As long as Verse doesn't rush up over the hill, he should be safe.
Verds did just peek there, and you're right. It is looking like Enigma's head is just barely out of sight for Verds. Enigma makes
Verds
it out.
is certainly playing chicken on that corner. He's been very risky with these peaks.
2 smokes coming out onto 4Q. I don't think either of those are going to do what they want to. And that's actually a really nice play by Noman. He almost maybe, I want to say, baited out that 4Q, waited for something to happen. Seth wastes 2 smokes to go out and get the res. The confirm comes out, and now Seth's going to try and go into these smokes and find nothing.
Yeah, Enigma was eventually seen by Verds. Looks like he caught him just as he crossed to the north helicopter building, and Verds is going to be set up and waiting at those central sandbags. He's going to be a serious issue for him.
Trades happening on east and west. Blaze doing a great job defending, though, and then Stone Cold Killer's running out of time. Only a minute left on the clock.
Yeah, that initial pick and just knowing the pressure of the fact that Verds was pushed up that far has seriously damaged their push.
Verds now getting a little aggressive, a little burned by the fire. Runs out of ammo, reloads, finds the shots. Verds with a quick reload. The last one, Seth Bowden. What's he going to be able to do with 35 seconds left?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he even knows how much time is remaining. He's just checking his tablet, walking around in the valley. No care in the world. Still talking on the radio, even.
Hasn't keyed in to the fact that his squad is dead and he's the only one alive left, pushing up here. Noman with some good shots. Finds Seth as he tries to rotate. Blaze go up early, and now we're going to get that Marsoc round you wanted. See what they do with it.
But indeed, I assume if it's a northwest spawn that we're going to be seeing a pretty harsh push coming down this central hotel, straight onto the objective, no hold, no kind of restraint, just straight in. Otherwise, I think they're going to be just trying to take control of Twins and the south, and then just go from there. That's what I'm thinking so far.
No kills coming out for Stone Cold Killers in that round. Bunch of zeros from them, so nobody getting really loose there. See if they find any early shots. I mean, that was insane from Noman, the way he just peeked out like that and caught those real early rotations. It's super aggressive, something you'd almost see out of Global Chem.
Yeah, it is quite reminiscent of that. That's why, like with the boxing in, where you have Verds with the position that just kind of locked them in that northeast side, I really do get the strong feeling of just Globo Chem. There must have been some secret mentoring going on behind the curtains of the Inferno family.
Yeah, who knows? Either way, the the secrets of Blaze are kept secret so far. I'm not sure what they were doing, what they're eating. Get those guys so good so fast.
Yeah.
What's their diet?
Interesting to, it's definitely something spicy, that's for sure. But interesting to note that Enigma did come back to Stone Cold Killers. He was quite an important member for Stone Cold Killers, and he came back, I believe it was, only about 3 days ago. So it's interesting to see if maybe he's helping out the team here quite drastically, and we just haven't seen it yet, as it is only going into the second round here.
Gonna get those mirrored spawns as well as mirrored objectives. I'm wondering if they'll also look for an early pick onto Volk here from that spawn.
It's possible. If they can figure out that angle and reuse it immediately, that'll be a big boon for them. But no, it doesn't look like they actually realize where that angle was.
Yeah. Some early shots from Dr. Sean, catching out a rotation from Not Ready. So he tried to get over to that red truck building, couldn't do it in time. The east approach is happening fast though, and if Sean doesn't start to peek over here, he might miss it.
He's definitely got to train his vision over there. If they lose control of the twins, they might as well lose control of the entire map. As you can see, Dr. Thorn's already gone down, and they're definitely going to take control of the twins as soon as possible. And that's going to be a huge issue for Stone Cold.
Yeah, they do have Miracle Dev in a forward position, but he might not have line of sight on any of this. Verds is blocked from his line of sight. Noman overwatching Verds as he pushes up into these two buildings on this south hill, and he could really do some damage if he can get up there. The confirmation shot's out, and we're tied up 4-4.
Who's that on, I believe it was Cryocell. Yeah, it is. Moving up the northwest road there. I'm not sure what his plan is here. I'm not sure. He could either be a distractory force for the rest of the team coming from the east and south area, or he could be the guy that try and goes for the capex. I feel we might be able to see that. He is equipped with an LMG that makes me think suppression, and he's got the smokes, but I think with Blaze, anything is possible with aggressive pushes and cap attempts.
Yeah, they do have 4Q. His eyes are trained over here on Cryo. The push over on that South Marsoc has happened already. They've taken that over, and Miracle Dev has completely missed this.
And looks like 4Q did also spot a Cryocell up there. Cryocell's actually having to waste one of his smokes there. That's very unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't even really think 4Q can see him at all through that cover. Oh, he does get tagged. He's going to have to heal as he backs off.
Negative, not -1, not -1, negative.
If Cryocell just keeps suppressing that window, he will eventually tag 4Q, as he will peek out eventually just out of sheer kind of curiosity as to what's going on in the outside world. But you can see the damage they're doing from twins already. There goes Seth in the white building.
Yeah, Verds is trained over there towards 4Q as well, and this is just going to be tough for the defensive positioning of Stone Cold Killer. As you look at right where Verds has line of sight on, Enigma's pretty much tucked in there. If he moves, he's going to be fragged. 4Q looks out here. He could be in trouble. Miracle Dev could be the one that denies the cross from Verds.
Definitely the case, but Cryocell, he has managed to get out of that very precarious situation now. And he's up by the west bungalow here with a clear path over towards the central hotel, but 4Q was taken down by Verds. That must have been an incredibly tight angle to get him.
Yeah, I think 4Q tried to peek out like we were talking about earlier, and Verds did just catch that. Opens it up for whoever else was down on that south side. I think it was Cryocell, so he can now move along that wall if he wants to, free and easy. I'm not sure he's aware that that pick came out.
I don't believe so. That's something that definitely should be communicated rather, but maybe Verds and Cryocell just aren't on the same wavelength as to who was actually taken down. But it looks like Blaze is actually getting ready for a push here. Miracle Dev might be a huge stop to their plans, as you said, stopping him from crossing.
Cryocell is peeking here. Enigma might have sight on that as he peeks that corner.
The other side of this objective.
Oh, I can't believe he didn't see Cryo peek that bottom floor. He just wasn't looking there in that bottom story. Miracle Dev does find Noman out.
He's down in the north hill. You got one by
Members of Blaze dropping as they try and push onto objective. It's been a 2v2 now.
That's just strong offense. Seems to have faltered so quickly just because of Miracle Dev's kind of aggressive positioning up there. He's also seen the final member up in the south.
Almost finds Verds. I mean, an absolute beast there. Now all up to Verds to push. Actually, Naoko didn't get tagged either. I thought he had that kill on the hill. Doesn't
So
look
there was
like
two
it.
up there in the south.
Oh, interesting.
And he has the 12 times bolt action as well. It's certainly a bold move. And Enigma has no way to actually secure the objective here.
Yeah, he hears Verds stomping around, immediately pops out and finds one. 1:13 left now for Naoko to make something happen here. He's got that height advantage, and frankly, if he pushes, should be able to cap. He may see that rotation there too. Pretty exposed on objective, misses the sniper shot.
That's very unfortunate. He has 60 seconds left. Enigma just needs to hunker down, and he's in a very good way to actually win this round for his team. If he peaks again, chances of him surviving are very low.
Yeah, Naoko has an LMG on his back as well, so he may be looking for this push. He has to start moving now, 40 seconds left.
Naoko's got to start picking up the pace here. Walking along like this will definitely not get him to the objective in time.
No, it won't. 25
In
seconds
fact,
left. He has a smoke, too. He could toss it.
He needs to start running about 2 seconds now. If he starts running now, he might be able to make it. He took a bit of full damage. That could be deadly for him.
Wonder if Enigma's going to peek out one more time. 8 seconds on the clock. I don't know if Naoko has realized this. Tries to send suppressive shots out. Enigma just making sure nobody's capping. A real close round for Stone Cold Killers, but they hang in there and tie it up 1-1.
Naoko was very unhappy with himself there. You can hear him just shouting at himself, running out of time. It's definitely not something you want, because he had the potential to take that. He had 40 seconds, plenty of time to run over, and utility.
He had the advantage too, you know. He was really he had that height advantage. He knew right where the Enigma was. He had him trapped inside that little objective building. Could have suppressed him well with that LMG, a smoke or something, but just doesn't quite use the utility to his advantage. Obviously unaware of that time.
Yeah, you could see by the time he had run down the hill, he wasn't checking his watch at all. And when you get to like the last 20 seconds or so, you are compulsively checking the time, especially on Volk, and doubly so for Marsok, because you know you need to push in as soon as physically possible, or else you're going to lose or win the rounds, which is always an exciting or horrifying thing to experience.
Yeah, horrifying indeed.
Running out of time is perhaps the worst way to lose a round in Onward, with maybe the exception of grenading yourself and giving 2 points to the enemy team.
Yeah, that's, I think, the worst you can do for yourself there. Has happened. Only once, but it's on the books. We are waiting.
Yes, indeed. It is in my final page of my notebook here. It was Section 8 in Almhouse versus Burning Chrome.
Yeah, Onward Hall of Shame.
Yeah, that's what I'm calling it.
You get a southern, well, I guess more of a western spawn here. A fast spawn, too, for Marsok over there.
Okay.
See what they do with their moves here. They can really crash on the objective quickly.
Yeah, but I think Stone Cold Killers might be kind of a bit of a slow US team, at least from what I've seen of them. I don't think they'll be anything too aggressive, especially on the initial positioning, though they may eventually push up to more aggressive positions later on during this round.
I like the communication coming out of Stone Cold Killers. Making sure they identify positions, allowing 4Q to sort of advance forward here comfortably. I don't know if anything's really going to happen until they start getting close to middle house or exposing themselves more north. Kind of taking a look at the kill box they got here. Not too many guys looking or having their eyes trained south in this ravine here.
Yeah, I'm not sure any of them actually have the kind of angles, with the exception of maybe Not Ready in the brothel building. If he takes a look just slightly more inside the building, he should just be able to see the exit of the West Valley. If he can see that, he has relatively good vision, but overall I think they're going to be playing, well, it's clear that they're playing a bit of a conservative defense with the exception of Verd's positioning, but I think that's just Verd's being Verd's.
Yeah, very true. Not Ready trying to get that longest possible angle, going through a doorway and a window, looking over in that far south side hill. Trying to figure out who was the one that was up there.
believe, were you talking about last round?
No, right now it's a Enigma over there.
Interestingly, he's doing that kind of sniper position with a red dot sight. Not even a hollow, which is kind of unusual. Normally you'd see with at least a hollow.
In the heli sandbags. I guarantee you Verge is in there.
Oh, but Enigma, his eyes are very good. He's actually spotted Verd in the sandbags. He saw just the tip of his head move.
It's a pretty common spot now for this Blaze team, too. I think most people going up against Blaze should really be expecting Verds in that sandbox area. He's going to have to start spicing up his positioning. Because Enigma definitely was looking there for any movement, and he found it. Ooh, 4Q getting picked up by Not Ready. His real tight angle must have seen him at the top of that hill. A headshot to boot, too, so Stone Cold Killer is now in a 4v5.
Absolutely, that is a good position to retrieve his utilities, though. If Enigma does eventually come down and start pushing up the west side, it'll be good to get that extra smoke and nade, and possibly if he runs out for some reason, the ammo, which you can just throw over there just for good luck, you know. Scavenging off your teammates and using it for actual tactical use can be hard. As always, your chest is just full, and you're never in a good position to actually use that smoke for the objective, at least 99% of the time.
Go into first-person mode and tell me if the gun seems stable to you.
Oh yeah, it seems unnaturally stable.
Okay.
I noticed that earlier.
Okay. I was making sure I wasn't lagging or something, because it makes me feel like I'm lagging.
It does. It is a little bit strange.
I don't want anybody watching to think we're lagging. I think it's just they're trying to fix that FPS view to be a little bit more stable to watch, and it's interesting. I kind of see what they're trying to do there to make it a better viewer experience. Noman
One down, East Red Truck.
does catch that north approach out. Stone Cold now in a 2v4 situation. 2v5 rather. They haven't found a pick yet on Blaze.
Looks like Vos is going for the nade onto Seth here. This could be perfect if he cooked it right, and yes it is. That's a real long airburst, very nice.
Yeah, he had to have cooked that one for a pretty good while before tossing it. Explodes pretty close to himself. Does catch out Seth. The refrag trying to come out, but a little too far.
Like Enigma is picking up Miracle Dev on the south side, though. They're going to be two men left. They might try and go for Seth, but my god, that would be incredibly dangerous with the Verds watching over, and also the Center Hotel watching.
Also take a look at the time, a minute 30 left. Do they have enough time to walk across the entire map, get a res, and move in?
Yeah, you can definitely call, I think, relatively safely, Stone Cold Killer's the most EU team in NA.
Interesting observation, as they do take their full 6.5 minutes here. They'll be rotating around trying to get this res off onto Seth. I'm not sure they know where he's downed, though. They won't be able to get up there and get him.
Yeah, I don't think so, and this is going to take way too long, this long rotation. That smoke actually not too bad for blocking Verd's view there.
Miracle Dev does push up, gets caught out. A whole heap of rounds going out. The smoke's sort of a beacon to where they're at. Enigma going to try and find any sort of picks he can, but it's just not going to happen. Might be able to grab Verge as he rotates around, but it's up against the entirety of the Blaze squad here.
Yeah, if Enigma can pull something off, it'll be back in the Onward Hall of Fame right here. And he's almost going to get taken on by Birds, and he is in the end. And Blaze, they're going to be so dominating on these Volk rounds.
Yeah, their defense looking very strong. They're finding those early picks that you want on Volk. I mean, Not Ready catching out that south approach, and then Verge still doing work, even though they knew where he was in those sandbags, still manages to catch a couple of frag kill and a few nice rifle shots. He really does a good job in those that sandbox area, and it's a nice spot that I'm be interested to see more teams take up.
Yeah, you can see just how much damage he's doing in the scoreboard. 8-1, with Noman being 4-1, and that's only on the third round. That is incredibly dominating. They're stealing all of the kills from Not Ready and Nalco, and also Cryocell.
You know, I
expect a comment on Blaze about sharing. Gotta share those kills.
Gotta spread that teamwork around a little bit. Have to keep our eye trained on the Verts here in this next round, see what he does on Marsoc. If you are just tuning in, this is the first round of the day. First map, rather, of the day. We're coming up on our fourth round.
Yes, fourth round. But, you know, I'm still kind of sad we haven't seen a quick spawn with a relatively quick objective as well. I really want to see that Nalco or Verge shield play that we saw with Boss Fight. I really want to see it. I demand it.
Well, now I'm sure we'll never get it since you have asked for it, Buxton.
Right, I don't want any shield play. If
There
I
we
see
go.
it, Blaze, you're out of my heart.
There we go. Mirrored spawns again. We'll see how Stone Cold Killers opt to defend this objective. It has been Volk trading so far. No Marsoc wins have come out.
I think that might change this round. I have a feeling, I don't know why, but I have a feeling that Blaze is going to take this Marsoc round. Something about the spawns, something about the objective and how the previous rounds have been. I can feel it inside me, NightFiree.
Look at Stone Cold Killer's defense, too. It is almost exactly the same as Blaze's. They've got that spot up there by Verds. They have the one across, one in middle. Very similar positioning.
It's even more similar if you look at the positioning that North Helicopter's in. I think he was in there for a time, but rotated out eventually, moving to, I think it was, just on the objective and looking over towards the eastern side around Heli area.
Blaze, not necessarily a team to take their time, as they already have members pushed up to Red Truck on the north side, and actually the coverage north is a little weak. Not too many eyes over here. I mean, look at Not Ready. He's managed to push up pretty fast.
Yeah, he could just walk straight up as long as he can deal with 4Q in that first floor and hopefully not get tagged by Enigma in the sandbags. They can walk pretty much right next to the objective without anyone really noticing.
Little suppressive fire coming out. Cryocell now up here with Not Ready. Miracle Dev finds Noman, the exact same spot that Not Ready. Or actually, no, he found him on top of the hill there. Some good long-range shots from Noman. Does find that pick, though, on that south side. Blaze now. They have 4 strong near objective. Maybe that 5th one just being a sort of distractory member on the south.
Yeah, that's what I would expect, but I think Verts is going to be throwing a nade to Enigma very shortly. They have to expect him to be in there.
Well, after those silent shots, they got to know he's here now. Go right in front of him. Finds the down Enigma. Some good shots. Verds tries to throw that frag forward, but I think was almost caught by surprise.
Yeah, he got a little bit scared. He was going to pre-nade it, but then he got rushed up. Noman got killed. He panicked. He threw it a little bit too early.
More shots out towards south. Enigma definitely calling out that Not Ready's over there. Cryocell nervous about crossing. It's going to be tough to get inside this kill box that Stone Cold Killers have formed. The exact same one that Blaze did. A bit of a meta, too. I feel like a lot of these spots are pretty common.
Yeah, especially Brothel on the objective, North Heli, and also Center Hotel. They're all pretty common. The only kind of slightly wild card one being that Center Sandbag.
Enigma getting thoroughly suppressed here. Verds gets himself a little cover in that building.
You know, this is the perfect opportunity for Not Ready right now. There is so much attention being drawn to the 2 members on the low Red Truck and also North Bungalow that Not Ready could be a huge push up here, but he has given away his position by shooting at Miracle there. Not entirely sure why. He must have thought he could get the kill.
Yeah, I think you saw Miracle super exposed. He does find the kill. 4Q peeks out. Shots hit the pull. They finally land Dr. Sean, the one that actually secures that kill. Blaze now only with 2 left. Enigma finds Cryo out on that rotation, and it's all up to Verds. Verds spot doing damage to his own team.
It's a horrible curse. He's got good cover. Verds won't gain anything just by sitting here. He's got to do something with Enigma. He's got to either rush him, he's got to go around very quickly. He's only got 2 minutes remaining, which considering downfall is not very long.
No, it is not at all. And if he decides to opt for a long rotation, it could take some time. I feel like maybe this route's the best one. Go to their weakest side where that pick went out. Maybe if he can find Seth inside that hotel, he has a chance.
Yeah, it looks like that's exactly what he's doing. If he stays silent, maybe... Oh, never mind, there goes the stealth plan. Straight out the window as 4Q spotted him.
Enigma's eyes are here. Dr. Sean's eyes are here. They don't catch him as he goes inside. Seth on the stairs. The shots go out. Verd's still alive. On top story now. Does he have any heals? I'm unsure.
I don't believe he does. He must have tried to use it on himself when he had his tango with Enigma on that center sandbag, or possibly when Miracle Devil was shooting over from Brothel.
The last one alive, the one with the most kills. He could find Enigma pretty easy here. Shots are out towards him. They don't land. He knows Seth where Seth is. On the stairs. Seth doesn't land the shots again. Verd's confirming the kill, playing fast and quick, reminiscent of Pants. He has to get that syringe and heal himself up and move towards objective. Time is of the essence.
That's exactly what I was going to say, though. That move was so reminiscent of Pants of Globochem as he tried to take that stair there. That was absolutely gorgeous, and I fell in love with Verd's.
What is Verd's about to do here? The smoke is good. He's out. He's back in. He's out. He finds one lower. Sean peeking up over that little wall, confirming it for Stone Cold, and we're tied 2-2.
I think Blaze may have taken just a few notes out of Globochem's secret handbook.
Yeah, that's what.
Because they have definitely got many things reminiscent of Globochem and its members.
It's very true, dude. That's a very good assessment. Watching Verd's is very similar to Pants' style of fast-moving, non-stop movement, almost jittery, where you're constantly in a sprinting sort of state. Really working out for him in those close quarters.
Yeah, one of the big things you could that tipped me off is when he was taking those stairs against Seth, he popped out, exposed himself, didn't raise his weapon though. Then he raised his gun up, shot, and then just pre-fired around the entire corner, despite not shooting for the first time or possibly the second time as well. I think he peeked it around 3 times in total.
Yeah. Just trying to ID where Seth was, and then once he found out, he went out and got himself into a better spot. Gets those kills. Nice job from Verds. Does put him up another kill on the board. Now he's 9-2. Sharing is caring, though, and I think if maybe could spread these kills a little bit, they'd have picks more across the board, you know? A little bit easier to approach the objective if you kind of get one on the left, one on the right. Get those outer edges of the defense down and then converse.
Birds, I think, is their mechanized infantry, so to speak.
Yeah, it's working well for Blaze regardless. Going into this 5th round all tied up. Stone Cold Killer's on the offensive. Not too fast of a spawn either. Just how they like it, right?
Yeah, this gives them plenty of time to do their maneuvering. And look at Verge, you can already see the Pants in him. He's shaking about just at the corner of the spawn gate. He's the spiritual successor, if anything were to happen to Pants.
I'm so sorry.
He even sings a bit like Pants.
He does. This is a pretty standard rollout from Stone Cold here. They've done the same thing they have in the previous rounds. 2 going south, the other 3 kind of just fanning out into a nice line, covering up the north and the eastern sides. They're not really bringing anything new to the table here, which I think might be a little bit of a mistake, considering how the other 2 Master Grounds have gone.
Yeah, the rate of play is very similar, positions very similar. Taking a look at the defense, though, from Blaze, it's very different.
That it is. 2 people in those sandbags, and 2 people in the lower right truck, rather, and 1 in the sandbags. That is so northern stacked, and 1 going to the North Hotel. That is very unique, yeah.
Yeah, they're really giving up this south side here. Enigma and Sean They're not too loud about it. Maybe able to work their way up to these buildings. They do have to watch out for Verds, though, since he does sort of have a line of sight south if he looks over there.
Yeah. Noman, however, is in a very good position on the North Hotel now. He can see everything.
South ravine next to the palm trees, right behind it.
Cryo does spot out that south approach, puts some rounds down range, nothing quite landing.
I'm gonna move.
Looks
up
like
the
Enigma
dumpster
and Sean
building.
are trying to continue with their southern push despite the
When I
threats
come
of
out-
birds. Nalco, Not Ready, and Noman all looking over to this direction from the center sandbags and everything further north.
Went all the way in the distance.
Yeah, if any of the devs are tuning in, I'm not sold on that smoothing of the gun.
Smoke, no smoke. We don't want.
I think it makes it look more jittery almost. Or unnatural, maybe.
Yeah, I think it
Okay,
might be
wait,
a
wait,
actual
wait,
bug
wait.
in the IK rather than something
Yeah,
intentional.
okay.
'Cause
Okay.
I've seen it in players as
Yeah,
well.
Throw your smoke.
Interesting.
All right, now.
But Verts has caught on to 4Q's positioning now. It's only a matter of time before he catches on to Seth yet again. But Seth has got to expect Verts to be there this time. He's going to have a nade at the ready. He does have one on his chest.
And all the while, completely distracted by this, they rotate around his backside. Cryo and Seth. Sorry, Dr. Sean and Enigma safely over on that south side.
And moving together in a body team, assuming they can deal with the people in the lower red truck, this could be an issue for Blaze.
Yeah, they've got themselves this lane to push up. The way that the defense is stretched out, they're not going to have any line of sight on that middle hotel building. Cryo won't be able to see any sort of advancement there. Verds.
And here comes the nade from Seth. He's going for it.
Oh! Really nicely placed right onto the top of that. Verds is out, but he's radioing in all sorts of information to his squad.
Yeah, that is almost a bit of an advantage because now he can call out everything because he no longer has to worry about his head being shot as he peeks over the sandbags. He can stand up as high as he likes and just call out Seth, 4Q, everybody on the southern side as well.
I'm still watching.
Yeah, 4Q dialed in there even after that nade, just making sure nothing pops up out of those sandbags. The Alco's spot's actually pretty interesting. I don't know if you've keyed in on that, but he's managed to get up into this little building here that has some good lines of sight.
It is quite interesting, very risky to get into if you don't know the spawn though.
Gonna go for the res on Verds potentially. He could get in there if they're not watching. Enigma does have eyes trained. But prone, I don't know if he'll have the line of sight. Naoko does have to get into the sandbags, which is gonna be the tough part.
Looks like Noman did manage to take 4Q down. Looks like he tried to come out of the upper red truck and he just got ruined.
Seth does get picked up by Naoko. Verds gets the res off. Enigma tried to hit Naoko, couldn't quite do it. Noman's doing work up there.
Just watch center hotel.
But it's
I
just
think we
these
got
three
4
guys
down.
in the southwest area though. This is actually not a bad position to do the final push from, though they do only have 60 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Dr. Sean going down by Noman on that rooftop now. You're right, their defense is weak, but I think the lines of sight are just going to deny entry from Enigma here. Verds needs to go down before he can cross, and 45 seconds left.
Yeah, 3 people in Birds now and Nokem. Never mind, it's just Noman and Nalco now. With 30 seconds, yeah, there's no way they can do this.
He's taking his time. He knows he has 30 seconds left. Not sure why he's rotating around here. 2-story. Really worried about Verd's positioning. I don't know.
It looks like that Enigma isn't actually aware that he's the last one left.
Naoko at burning helicopter does find the pick. Blaze take it 3-2. And we just keep trading Volk rounds here.
We do. I suppose it's the mutually weak offenses of rather mutually weak offenses and strong defenses on the map here. We've got the really nice defense of Blaze. We've got the nice defense of Stone Cold Killers that just works out, and neither offense is getting anywhere. They try, and it just doesn't work out in the end. It's almost disheartening to see.
Yeah, not. I don't know. I feel like there's a definitive lack of smokes coming out from both teams on Marsoc. I feel like on Downfall in particular, you definitely need to utilize a lot more smokes for cover if you want to advance to certain positions. I think you'll see like a lot of the higher end teams going 10 smokes deep on some of these objective pushes, you know?
Yeah, that's definitely true. We've not seen any smokes for the final push. Not one on any of the Marsoc rounds. We have seen some smokes being used to like cross over to the southwest road from the ravine, but that's all we've seen so far, which is really weird. That would explain the weak offense of both teams on Downfall here.
Just don't think they're utilizing their utility enough. We'll see if that changes at all. Maybe they'll address that. Blaze has the opportunity to come up and take the map. It is the first one of the series if you have just tuned in. It's been a close back and forth. Volk rounds going to both teams consistently. We do have a fast spawn here, and Blaze do work well with quick movements, so we'll see what they do here.
Throwing a grenade right there just so they can't get me going that building.
Indeed, sure. We have lots of preemptive smokes from Stone Cold there. Just as soon as they can get into position, especially Seth Bowens, looks like he's trying to get to the northwest building here.
I don't think those smokes are really going to do anything. 4Q does take rounds as he tries to rotate out. That early spawn position is ID'd since these guys are getting insanely aggressive. Cryo peeking up here. Real risky to be popping up over that hill looking for picks.
It definitely is. And again, Enigma in the bird's position, as we can call it now, I think. It's so iconic of him. Question is, will Blaze expect him to be there? I think they will. I expect a nade to come over and just wreck him imminently, but anything's possible. They might forget.
They do know the spawn location now as well, so Stone Cold Killer is working off that fact. You see Miracle Dev putting some rounds up towards North Hotel. Nobody's opting around to rotate south either. They're just kind of all staying here.
I guess they suppose they have a better chance on the northern side than they do rotating towards the south, which is probably a good decision because attacking from the south on this objective, I find, doesn't really work out too often.
Verd's still not really looking at his own position there. Lots of shots coming out from both teams, nothing really landing though. A lot of suppressive fire here from Blaze. Niaocao super exposed here. Enigma could pop up and find two.
He's chosen against it. I wonder why. I guess no call-out made that they moved down to the low red truck, which considering the smoke he should really be expecting right about now.
Niaocao completely exposed here. The shots he does here, he still doesn't want to pop up. I think if he does, Verds may spot him and take the shots there.
Absolutely. The second he fires, Verds is going to be ready with a nade directly on top of his head.
Ooh, Verds finds Seth. Enigma should know that now that Verds is up there above him. This is looking good for Blaze. They have the smokes. We were just saying smokes were not utilized enough. Now Krausel pushing up. 4Q Enigma finds some shots. 4Q does his job down there. Noman trying to push up in advance. He's in the 2-story though, not at bottom story where 4Q is.
Yeah, Birds now has free reign to push up towards the objective now. He just needs to coordinate with not ready in these smokes, and it's going to be a very good run for Blaze.
All tied up. Three more shots from underneath. Verds does find one. Sean another. We're into a 2v2 now. Noman crashes down to 4Q, gets the picks. Now the objective's exposed. Dr. Sean has to get this shot.
Dr. Sean is the newest player of Stone Cold Killer, so this could be a problem for them. They could possibly cap it and break to a 5-3. He doesn't seem aware that it's hard to catch someone, but no. Blaze gives up that cap and takes it for the nice 1 point.
Verds, take it easy, my boy.
Walter's final score. Wow. 13-3. That is not something you see often at all.
Holy cow.
And 8-2 for Noman. Wow.
Those two guys putting Blaze on their back. Absolutely dominating performance here on Downfall. Go up 4-2. Oh my goodness. Watch out for these guys, man.
Yeah. Definitely got to be careful with Blaze, though they may have only come in Season 4. They're certainly no slouches. They are a serious threat to any team at this point, really. Maybe even Globochem, considering how much they mirror their playstyle. Globochem doesn't really encounter much of that, I don't think.
No, it would be fun to sort of watch that matchup, and frankly, Blaze is inching their way closer to that possibility. This win definitely will bump them up a scotch into their rankings, get them up a little higher, a little closer to those top-tier teams where I think we'll really see Blaze get tested. I'd love to see them take on SMC Tactical, and I mean, they do well against Boss Fight, nearly beating them, and exciting rounds to watch.
I really want to Blaze versus Globochem, as I said earlier. I want to see it as soon as humanly possible, because they haven't played them once this season yet. And there's only, what, 3-4 weeks left in the season? Season ends roughly end of November, I believe. Maybe it's more like a month left. 5 weeks. Let's call it 5 weeks. If they don't play Globochem in 5 weeks, I'll be very sad.
Indeed, they are going to be going into quarantine next as well. That is the second map here. Doesn't look like any roster swaps. Blaze still sticking with Cryocell, Verds, Naoko, Noman, and Not Ready. Stone Cold Killers working Seth Bowden, 4Q, Enigma, Dr. Sean, and Miracle Dev, the same squad as Downfall.
I find it interesting that they're deciding to pick Quarantine, Blaze are. That's quite an interesting decision, considering they seem to have struggled on Downfall just a little bit, especially on the Master Grounds. Maybe they are a little bit better on Quarantine. That's because it has a little bit more cover, I suppose. A few more routes that you can go through, a few more fancy nades you can throw, things like that. Or maybe they're just looking for a little bit more practice on it in a league setting.
Kind of feel like Blaze just didn't know how to get close to objective on Downfall. Once they were close, they utilized smokes pretty well. I think on Quarantine they may have more opportunities to use smokes to cross certain gaps and stuff. Downfall is just so open that unless you're near objective, smokes aren't terribly effective.
It definitely seemed what it was like, because did they ever actually get to a kind of stage where they could do a final push except for that final round on Downfall? I don't think they got even halfway to one, really.
No, they did not. The early spawn there, no smokes to cross either. It does end up causing them a down. We'll see if Sean confirms that. He get the res real fast, an incredibly quick pickup.
Birds is definitely reminiscent of Panzer. You can hear him screaming on the floor as the second he gets up. I'm liking this defensive Stone Cold here, sending 2 people towards the roof here and nobody on objective. And that's pretty good. As long as you don't lose burning, you're not in too bound of a way.
No, you're not. Blaze is working well together, though. All 4 here have crossed the street. It's going to be a lot up to Verds here as he has to catch out one at that little crack. Misses those shots, and then he's going to have to be aware of the one on the roof. Look at this nade. Wow, an incredible nade from 4Q. Perfectly timed. Catches an aggressive move from Verds. He's dead and out for the round. His res already used.
That is a huge gain for Stone Cold Killers, especially with 4Q maybe going for an aggressive flank there, but no, it looks like he's backing off, coming back with the rest of his team, which is probably a good decision, actually. They've entirely rotated off of the northern side, which I suppose they don't need a presence there anymore, considering they do know, well, they think there is an enemy up there still.
Well, yeah,
maybe scaring them.
The smokes have come out to this side a little bit, so the rotation is sort of reacting to what Blaze is doing here. They do have a pretty weak south side. Miracle Dev finds Not Ready. kind of take a look at what Naoko's up to. He's the real potential flanker here. He could cause some havoc. Sorry, Noman, rather.
Yeah, he definitely could. As long as he can take down Dr. Sean, maybe he won't expect him to be there, because I don't think people play that position in the west courtyard here very often. Dr. Sean did pop up the spots and miss them, which is going to alert Noman.
Yeah, it is also going to alert Seth, who they have on that 2-story. Looks like he took some shots out as well. Noman pretty exposed down here. Seth finally taking some shots, does down Noman inside a gas station.
2v5 is certainly not what Blaze wants right now. Maybe they'll be regretting their choice of map just a little bit.
It's possible. Frankly, Stone Cold Killer's D is looking very strong right now. Seth really exposed there, confirming that kill. It could have been picked off by Cryo. Dr. Sean almost goes down as well.
Now, considering they've lost Burning, as long as they can take down 4Q on that trench area, they do stand a decent chance of going for a cap here. So there is Enigma and Miracle Dev being an issue, and Chrysel did manage to get Dr. Sean, which is a pretty important pick, as he's someone that can rotate to the objective very quickly.
They have time, 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Cryo finally getting picked up by Enigma at Burning Building, and now the final member of Blaze on the roof. Naoka will see what he can do. He might be able to catch one out on 4Q here. I think he's looking.
He did hear him though, so he's going to be hunting.
Oop, there's the headshot. A 3v1, a lot on Naoko's plate here with 2 minutes left, but it is possible.
Oh, if he didn't pop off those extra shots, he might be able to go for a stealth cap here.
Oh my gosh, they just don't have a strong D on objective. Seth starting to rotate out. He gets picked off. Enigma coming in hard and heavy. Finds Naoko on the plane wing. A real nice attempt from Blaze, though. That was the right move to sort of force the rotations out of them. And I think if he had taken Seth down a little bit faster, it would have been a different story.
Yeah, it looks like most of his shots, due to the kind of inaccuracy of being prone, ironically, just couldn't get those shots. Most of them hit the barrier. Very unfortunate, because he would have definitely had the reaction time to tag Enigma as he came towards him. Then maybe it would have been a bit harder to deal with, I believe it was Miracle Dev coming around the trench, but I think it should have also been quite possible for Noma to pull off. Or rather, Naoko to pull off.
Get those two mixed up. They look a bit similar from a distance. Hard to identify them unless you kind of see their names close. A good round for Stone Cold Killers, though. They do take that first Volk round, and I guess we just keep this tradition of trading Volk rounds. I guess we'll see if Stone Cold Killers can get themselves a Marsoc win, just like Blaze did to grab themselves the map.
I think with this kind of objective, it is entirely possible for Stone Cold to take this Marsoc round and bring a nice 2-0 lead by Blaze. They're definitely not in any world going to make it easy for them.
No, not at all. There's plenty of unique and interesting positions you can take to defend this objective as well. Different lines of sight you can sort of opt into, and curious to see what Blaze decide to do defensively. I don't think there's really a terribly quick spawn on this objective either.
No, I don't believe so. Maybe there is the crater spawn, which could be a little bit quick, and possibly also the southeast. Depends on how you classify it, I suppose. But it looks like they're maybe going for a sudden stack offense here, which is quite interesting to see. Unless Seth Bone's going to swap back over and head north. No, he's not.
Yeah.
This is not something you see very often with this objective.
No smokes. Doesn't work out for Stone Cold Killers. No one finds Dr. Sean.
From the same angle that Dr. Sean used to take down Verds, he gets his revenge. Well, his teammate gets the revenge.
Yes, he does. Take a look at Cryocel's position, too. He's trying to advance a little bit forward. He wants to be able to deny the crossing here from Stone Cold Killers south.
Yeah, he's in a pretty good position to do so, though he does have to be very, very cautious of someone coming around south as well. And there goes Naoko, taken out by Enigma. That is a really long-range shot on him.
No,
Very
it
nice
wasn't.
pick indeed.
Naoko
Oh,
was
he's right next to
literally
him,
right
actually.
next to him, yeah. They were real close to each other. But,
One at the roof antenna.
I wonder if Enigma will be able to find the other one bottom story. He's very focused on the roof, finds birds, and they trade. Another big pickup. Stone Cold Killers into a 3v3 now.
Bit of a worse situation, doubly so if Blaze decides to collapse in on them from the eastern side and just trap them in the southern wing area here, because that is exactly what you do not want in any kind of objective or push, is to get trapped in by the enemy team, which, judging by the fact that Not Ready is going for the res on Verds, I think is what's going to happen.
Thank you, baby.
Does pick him up, turns it into a 4v3, balancing things out a little bit. They're going to have to rotate south here pretty soon. I guess 4 minutes left. They have plenty of time to work with.
Yeah, that is indeed true, but it doesn't look like their Verds is actually going for the flank there. They're not boxing them in, which may be a little bit of a mistake, but maybe Verds just doesn't realize that the eastern side is totally clear right now.
Could be a matter of not IDing all the kills, trades going out, causing kill count to get askew.
Possibly, but I'd like to correct myself. Verds is going for a flank now. He's going to box them in and he's going to completely decimate them. Unless that nade. That was certainly a close one.
That was a very well-timed nade. They spotted him on that rotation, and some of these predictory nades from the Stone Cold Killer squad have been so good.
Yeah, 4Q is incredibly good with his grenades. The timing, the arc of them, they're always pretty much dead on, regardless of what he's actually aiming for.
This is very much Verd's style, getting very aggressive, even on defense, tossing out smokes so he can advance forward, and 4Q is keen into this potential of Verd's flanking here.
Yes, indeed. If Verds actually tries to go for the flank, even with 4Q watching, he's definitely going to get taken down, which is not what Blaze needs right now. They should just keep him boxed in. Don't be too over-aggressive with it.
Yeah, he does try and cross, gets caught out. He's instantly down and unresable, so no information will come out of him either.
Yeah, a classic case of the flank being a little bit too aggressive. The classic issue with pants that happens occasionally.
Look at Miracle Dev. He was preparing for this flank as well. He dropped all the way back.
Oh, wow, yeah. They were ready for that regardless of actually if he managed to cross or not. But I don't think 4Q or Seth are expecting Cryself to be just here.
Seth's looking into gas station, not onto this corner. Cryocell nicely finds those shots. 4Q finally gets the burning building, turning it into a 2v2. A minute 54 left. Stone Cold Killers may take this Marsoc round.
Interestingly, though, Miracle Dev, he's gone up to the east side now. He's out of the south. Which is quite interesting. Maybe he's planning on coming around the north and going for the cap. That's something I'd certainly like to see.
On the corner of the building from me, warehouse building on the corner, you should be able to see him.
Cryo and 4Q exchanging shots on the corner. A nade coming out. Not going to be quite enough as 4Q sort of rotates around. Minute 26 left. He's going to have to make up his mind on what he wants to do with Cryo. Cryo's going to drop back.
Yeah, Crow needs to drop back right now. He cannot afford to stay in the southern side forever, especially when it's just not ready defending the objective from any possible caps.
Ooh, he may be able to catch the rotation from 4Q if he peeks the corner. Oh, turns his back to him at the wrong time. The final member defending objective not ready. He has a good line of sight on it, though.
That is true, but if 4Q can just distract Not Ready on the fuselage there while Miracle Dev comes in and caps from the north, that will definitely be possible for them to grab this this next 2 rounds.
35 seconds. They're running out of time here. Miracle Dev has to get down to objective soon. They have to make this
He
happen.
just has to beeline it.
Both of them playing too slow. 20 seconds left now.
He might not even have enough time to cap at
No,
this
I don't
point.
know if he
considering,
will.
He'll have to check his angles.
Crouching's not going to do it. 8 seconds left. He sprints up there. He has 5 seconds to punch in the code.
He already is coming in. He's going to try and stop this
Nope.
cap with 1 second remaining, and they're not getting it.
Stone Cold Killer is playing it a little too slow. Could have taken that round pretty easily with the positionings they had, but not quite utilizing their time right.
Yeah, that could have been a very, very easy cap for them, but Miracle Devil just way too slow for them. That's a recurring theme we've seen, is that the whole team has kind of just been way too back for way too long, and it's really not working out for them. But will they be able to kind of correct this for the following rounds, or are they going to kind of spiral out of control with a failed cap attempt here? This is the make or break moment, I think, right now. If they can come back and improve themselves based on the fact that they know, well, they should know that they're playing just too slowly for this to be able to work, or if they're just going to focus on the fact that they almost capped but didn't, and it'll just be a spiral into losing the match eventually.
Can't dwell on those moments or else you really can lose your momentum. And I mean, Blaze did take that map pretty well. They should be riding a little momentum here. Curious to see if they can pull it off. If you are just stopping in, this is the second map. First one going to Blaze 4-2. Now we're all tied up here 1-1.
We'll be hopping into this third round in just about now. Unless they just ruin me and they stop the autosar. No, good. I've got to be careful with the predictions, you know.
Well, now you see. Now they did. Oh, no, okay. I thought they'd stopped it. Everything's fine? We are going into that third round. A capable objective for sure if they lose control of the rubble area.
Yeah, I think this is definitely the prime point for Blaze right now. They're going to take this master ground. That's my prediction right now.
Uh-oh.
I think they're definitely going to take. They've got Nalco on the shield. They've got a good building objective. They get a shield up towards the wall there. I'm very confident.
Early frag on the roof to sort of deter anybody from an early north spawn. Not a bad call there. They could spawn north and be on that roof at that time.
Right now? I can't make it bigger. If we get the APC, I can nade it.
Looks like Verds and Nalco are working together with their shield to try and nade the 4Q position and also possibly the Miracle Dead position. We'll be seeing that coming out very shortly, I think.
A nice underhanded nade. Not going to have the distance. Actually does catch Miracle Dev on that cockpit corner. A good airburst. Surprised it didn't catch 4Q as well.
Yeah, 4Q got very lucky there. They need another confirming nade just now, and they could have taken down 2 there, but unfortunately not.
Good shots from Enigma there on ambulance. He finds, I think that was the shield bearer.
It was indeed. Nalco hit the floor like a sack of shields.
A sack of shields.
It's a Marsop technology. Sack of shields.
Verd's really exposing himself to ambulance, doesn't take any shots. All you have to do is pump a few rounds on that corner and he's dead. Everything's penetrable there. That's what happens. No Man does find the kill.
So he went for the confirmation as well. They just need to deal with these guys on burning. Some more nades, please, and they will definitely have control of the burning building, and that's the objective. The only person that could be a bit of an issue for them is Seth Bowden.
Yes, I'm gonna.
Yeah, you're right. He is waiting for that cross. They're going to have to smoke that street. They want to be able to safely get over there. 4Q taking some shots over towards Verds as well.
You know, that's a really interesting position from Miracle Dev as well. Lying down just by the trash bin, using it as concealment, and also the bush giving us some more concealment with the rubble. Very useful, actually.
A lot of suppressive shots from Blaze. The smoke's now coming out. Not quite where you want them, though.
So those secondary smokes coming in from the trench area are definitely doing the job now. Relatively good cover, and they can just push up without much issue, really, as long as they don't have anyone peeking out from the burning building or taken down by Seth Bowden.
Still think Seth might have a line of sight here. I don't know if those nades covered the wall good enough. Actually, yeah, Seth should not be able to see this. They should be able to cross here. Oh, Cryle actually does get caught out. Seth finds one, can't find two, not ready with the refrag. The smoke's denying vision on the not ready. The push from Verd's shut down by Miracle Dev as he moves his way into that mini courtyard area.
Yeah, Not Ready's trying here. This could be incredibly dangerous for all teams involved. They can't afford to lose Not Ready. And unfortunately, they do lose Not Ready. Now it's all up to someone who could potentially clutch this. Noman.
Trades back and forth. Noman ends up trading his life there and losing the round. Stone Cold Killers grab themselves their Volk defensive round. We got ourselves a nice back and forth here.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have the kind of the same situation as Downfall, but unfortunately, it is not going to be the same kind of pattern. Well, fortunately, it's not going to be the same pattern of just not getting into a good enough position on Marsoc initially. I think now we're just seeing the fact that the Volk are just getting good picks when they need them. The Marsoc isn't really doing anything too bad. It's just unfortunate, poor timing on pure luck chances.
Yeah, I think a lot of the... Well, a couple of smokes there just didn't quite land where they needed to land to deny vision. Some good nades coming out. I mean, Verds with a nice nade into that center area. It seems to me that Blaze are sort of... It's interesting. I just think the Marsoc on both sides is struggling.
Yeah, they lost Noman. I think that was a big killing point for them. Losing that shield and extra utilities and in general just cannon fodder for the team is a pretty big negative impact, especially when you're trying to push an objective such as burning building. And now at least it's clear that Birds and Noman are definitely sharing, as the kills are relatively evenly spread across the entire team.
Yeah, they decided to quit hogging all the action. They need to let the rest of their team get loose. I guess this could probably be considered one of the faster potential spawns. If Stone Cold Killers opt to go straight up the middle, you can kind of be right in the grill of this defense pretty early.
That will be interesting to see, but no, it looks like they're going to smoke it instead. Some pretty good smoke so far, at least that one is good. Second one also not bad. They're definitely going to be able to cross here without issue.
There'll be information for Blaze to work with. We'll see if they get aggressive and sort of push up. You do see Not Ready. He got real far up there into that corner, and if he gets too close to that wall, it could be risky. Might be clipping through. Birds caught out by Miracle Dev. That'll be a headshot and an instant down. I feel like at this point, Stone Cold Killers are waiting for a push.
It definitely feels that way. They've got to take down the two most aggressive and dangerous members of Blaze before they do much. And the trade with an Enigma and Not Ready there, he must have seen him just slightly poking through the wall as he turned around. They're going to get that revive as well.
Yes, they are. We're going to take stock of Blaze's defense. It's not looking good here. They're down 2 only now. Naoko, where is that last member of the defense? He's way north.
He's way flanking. This is incredibly dangerous. Trying to pick up the reins of Vert, who went down initially.
Really risky play here. If they manage to find that front runner at defense and get him down, Cryo could cost them 2 points and the entire map.
That is definitely true, but I feel Crycel's going to be very hot on their heels as they push up here. He's just going to completely dominate them from behind. Though definitely there is going to be Miracle Dev the issue, though he does take down Sean. Refrag from Enigma takes him down.
So that flanker dead. Now only one member of Blaze left alive. Now go on the objective. We'll see what Stone Cold Killers do here. I wonder if they're going to take all 4 minutes after they know they've killed so many.
I would hope they do not. That can definitely just afford to smoke everything on the objective right now, push it, and maybe they would be able to take this to 4-1, though it would be quite difficult as Nalco would not let a cap happen here, and he just throw himself straight into the firing line.
Stone Cold Killers converging onto objective here. They'll slowly work their way around it and then see if they can find Naoko or go for the cap. I feel like at this point, you are going to want to look for that cap. If they have the proper smokes, they may be able to get up to rubble and punch in the code.
Yeah, they definitely could, but they're playing a bit like beginners here. They have all the opportunity in the world to push in right now, but they're still holding off, even though they have a 3-man advantage. Oh, that nade, oh, never mind. It was wasted as Enigma picks up Nalco just as he peeks.
There's a couple of nades coming out to his position as well. Stone Cold Killers grab their first Marsoc round. They break that Volk trading chain and go up 3-1.
Well, they could take this Volk here, and they'll be not the match rather, the map to Stone Cold Killers, which would be something definitely welcomed by them. But you can see Enigma 7-2. He's doing work along with Miracle Dev here. They're doing pretty good work on stopping the flankers. Verds are not ready here. They really have done good.
Yeah, I think Verd's sort of that key element to the downfall when not performing as well here, and it's sort of hurting Blaze. Stone Cold Killer is going to take that Volk defensive round next, and all they have to do is hold on to objective, and they got themselves a map.
They do, though, is going to be that west objective in the courtyard this time, which is a good one to defend. I think they will definitely be able to take this, and because I love Verds, that's my prediction. My prediction is that Stone Cold Killers is going to take this round due to the nice west courtyard objective.
Oh, jeez.
They're paying me, all right, NightFiree?
No, Buxton, I'd love for one of these to, I'd like you to break the curse. The cycle needs to stop at some point.
It'll take a sacrifice of something, I'm sure, to appease the evil gods I angered.
I don't know what you did, dude.
Oh, that's a dangerous spawn for Stone Cold, though. The curse is already in effect.
Oh my gosh, Buxton, please.
Oh dear.
Blaze do get the fast spawn. They do work well fast. We'll see if they can capitalize here.
I think that's exactly what they'll do. Especially, it looks like they're stepping 3 men, possibly straight down the valley, which will have to tango with Miracle Dev.
Omen already trying to land some shots there. Nothing connecting. Trying to hit them over at ambulance, it looks like.
Yeah, possibly trying to catch Enigma, who I believe is sitting behind there. Yes, he is. Well, if they can deal with him, that'll be a very nice, easy pick to get, as that ambulance is, of course, penetrable.
Just wonder if he doesn't know that, because all you really got to do is put a couple of rounds through there and you got him. Blaze using that ravine like he called out earlier. Push forward just a bit.
So that is going to be an issue for this western push, though. It's so difficult to hit someone whose just head is poking out from the Twin Towers stairwell here. Going to be an uphill battle for a Blaze to push out this western side, that is for certain. Though possibly they'll put someone on the roof and suppress it while they can move up here.
I think Seth may have spotted out that push there early. He took some shots over on that west side.
Possible. But now go here. He looks like he's ready for Miracle Dev's kind of positioning here. He's definitely heard him at the very least.
Little frag, not quite where you want it. Cryocell does find Seth in that 2-story. Opens up this entire west side for them to move in on, and could cause trouble. They need to get Miracle Dev down here. Now Elko has pushed around. Miracle Dev pops in from behind, looks over for Birds, can't find the shots there.
Don't worry, he's absolutely going to be alerted to Miracle Dev's current positioning though, and he does catch him as actually he goes around the fuselage. Cryocell's going to be in waiting though. He's going for the knife kill and he gets killed.
I think he did confirm it though. The smoke here down this lane to try and allow Cryo to move forward. 4Q is waiting that push.
And it's true. 4Q, he's waiting. You can see that nade. He's waiting, as you said. Question is he going to wait long enough for Blaze to start pushing in from the other direction on the eastern side, or is he going to just kind of rotate out eventually? Because there is still 3 minutes left. Blaze does have plenty of time.
Yes, they do. Cryo trying to peek himself out there. Almost getting picked up by 4Q. Oh, finds 4Q as he tries to go down the stairs. Some nice shots from Cryo. Now it's a 2v3. Stone Cold Killers. I don't know.
No, there's a member of Blaze I haven't seen before, and it's Nomad that's tanking. He managed to take down Enigma. Don't know how I didn't spot him earlier.
Well, he was the one dealing with ambulance, not quite landing those kills. It looks like once he secured that, he moved his way up, and now the smoke coming out onto objective. Dr. Sean taking shots from all sorts of locations. Finds one, but the trade goes out. Blaze grabbed themselves a MARSOC round, and they stay in at 2-3.
I think the curse of Vault trading has finally been taken down. Maybe we'll see Stone Cold Killers take this round then.
No more predictions for you.
Yeah, that's not a prediction. That's just a feeling I've got now.
You're only allowed to have feelings.
No predictions.
Yeah.
I can't be allowed to predict the future.
No.
Like a faulty timepiece, except I curse people instead. Some ancient object.
I need to find somebody to uncurse you.
Yeah. They'd be very expensive though. Trust me, I've tried. But now, thinking back onto these past couple rounds, considering that Stone Cold Killers lost to Fury just last week, though they didn't have Enigma, who is clearly being a big player this match, still going 7-3. Considering the fact that this match is going this well for Stone Cold Killers so far, though downfall was a little bit rough for both teams involved really, but they're still taking quarantine pretty well so far, which makes me think if Fury managed to beat Stone Cold minus Enigma, and Blaze is almost getting beat by Stone Cold, how would Fury stack up against Blaze? That's what I'm thinking. They do practice a lot as they're a part of the Inferno family, but maybe it'll be a hell of a matchup considering they know each other inside and out.
Been a real barn burner of a series so far. Wow. A lot of close trades and close rounds down to the last minute for most of them.
Yeah, I think Stone Cold Killers was enacting some kind of plan. They talked about doing it, but I don't know what they actually were talking about. They just suddenly started shuffling over to the northern side.
South side.
Then maybe they're planning to take control of the roof and just come in from the north and the west, do spot Blaze. Did kind of last round, but this time take over Burning instead. Because taking over Burning, I think, would have been a big win for Blaze last round.
Okay, I'm going to push hotel and go to cement trucks.
Not sure what Enigma is talking about there. He's kind of instructing on Dr. Sean. I imagine he might be a new player, and that would make sense. So he's kind of instructing mid-league match on the kind of dangers of this northern push here.
Yeah, that's
Which is quite interesting to hear. You don't typically
We're watching north past
hear this kind of information being given out mid-league match.
flank around Dev. You let us know when we need to move up here.
But so far, this is
You can see the route better than we can.
beginners, but much slower. They're still holed up in the northeast, even though there's no one to contend with them. Maybe they're trying to fake out Blaze. Maybe that was their plan. Wait for the flankers. Because they are doing pretty good with the flanker defense against Blaze here. And Verd and Crossow definitely like their flanking.
Yeah, I'm just sort of waiting it out here. He's slow.
Finish a game of Sudoku.
Yeah. Personally, I don't necessarily agree with the tactic of biding your time. I don't think it works well in Onward. I think getting into position early and fast is the best sort of tactic. And I just think Stone Cold Killers could be a lot further up ahead than where they are right now. 3 minutes and 40 left. I mean, time has been a problem for them. It has been a problem. They've gotten close to objective and not been able to cap, and they need to recognize that and sort of move a little bit quicker.
The tactic of faking out Blaze, if that is their tactic, is going shockingly so far. Blaze is not moving at all. They seem more confused than thinking about flanking right now. They're still sitting back in their positions, just watching their angles, though, shuffling about, watching 360, which is something you kind of see pretty often when teams start getting a little bit information starved.
Trying to sort of ID any potential spawn position or anything.
Feels like we need to put on some music here, some elevator music.
I'm concerned that that may actually help put people to sleep, so maybe some like death metal or something to wake everybody up.
Yeah, something to wake them up. We do at least have the smokes coming in there, and I should have locked Crycel's view decently, at least over the tip of the cockpit there. Not entirely sure how much use it's going to be for Stone Cold, because I think it's going to expire before they actually continue to move up at all.
Stone Cold Killers can grab this map. They'll be back in the action.
Well, indeed. If this goes to Blaze, though, that'll be a hell of a comeback, considering it was, what, 1-3
Yeah.
with their lead?
Yeah.
That's certainly a hell of a lead to blow, though. It does happen pretty often, especially against teams at this kind of almost equal level, where it can swap sides very quickly at the tip of a hat, go from 3-0 one side to a 4-3 all of a sudden. The next map it will be the other way around.
Finally, some shots from the north roof from Miracle Dev. Nothing does land, and it's information.
Yeah, the only issue is for Stone Cold, they have no time. 1:30 to get all the way onto the objective in the west courtyard, and they're still by the roof and the northwest.
Smokes are coming out, but are they enough? Cryocell is still at that rubble area looking for the cross.
60 seconds now. This is their time limit. They've got to start moving now. But there goes Forky, already taken down by Verd, who was waiting for him, just watching that middle of the street.
Yeah, well, once the time starts to crunch down and nobody's near objective, you can assume that they're going to sort of start to push it. Sean finds Noman there. Seth gets picked up by Verds. Verds with 2 so far as they try and cross. Might find himself another. He gets docked down. Can he get Enigma now? No, he gets picked up by Enigma. Verds finally getting shut down. Stone Cold Killers now in a 2v2. Enigma pushing out and up. Naoko misses the shots. He jumps back in. The trade here, very dire. A nade coming out towards Enigma. Doesn't land. 15 seconds left. Enigma's on objective. Cryo. Shots are out. There's one left from Stone Cold Killers. Cryo goes down. Stone Cold Killers take the map 4-2.
I know what you said about the tactic, but it actually did work that time through whatever odds. It actually worked. That is pretty unbelievable to see how Stone Cold Killers very well played by them.
I think it's just a very risky strategy that we haven't quite seen happen to that extent lately. You know, teams tend to not go down to the wire there because what you end up having is both teams peeking out looking for kills, and it's just that's a guessing game as to who's going to take that round. Works out though.
Yeah, it definitely puts it to a scary area.
Oh my gosh, it does work out. Stone Cold Killers go up 4-2. It's a completely tied series here going into this final map, and it's gonna be Suburbia.
Now this, I think, is the map where Blaze is going to shine. I'm expecting a dominating performance from them here, though Stone Cold is going to give them an issue with 4Q's nades that we've seen be so effective on Quarantine.
I mean, Verge has been throwing some great nades as well. Both squads are going to have their eyes peeled and ready for any sort of explosives to land. I guess you do have to keep in mind there's 15 seconds before anything like that can be tossed out as well, so there's going to be a little bit of that waiting period as teams position and then see how those airbursts land.
Indeed. Now, I'm expecting 4Q nades to come out probably about 2-3 minutes into the match. I expect it to take down someone pretty much every time. In fact, I'm going to mark in my notebook every single time 4Q nades somebody. So I expect it to be several times during this map alone. They will have a little bit of issue with Blaze likely not going to give them that 2 and 3 minutes. They do very much love their very quick, very harsh offense, especially on objectives like, say, Burning Building and Center House. They might bring out maybe double shield with Nalco and Birds. Maybe we'll see or a White Whale like that. Double shields is very rare in League players. I'm sure you know NightFiree.
Yeah, you are abandoning a lot of firepower. Have to opt into 2 pistols there. You lose that sort of rifle punch, but let's see if it comes out. Both squads going with their same rosters. Nothing new coming out there. No subs or anything like that. Kind of surprising to see. I think both squads have rosters and available subs.
I believe they do.
I guess at this point with it all tied up, you don't want to be sort of risking bringing in a cold team member. But we are going to hop into the final round of the series. Final map, sorry, of the series. We're all tied up. Even Steven across the board. This is the
what is going on with
one.
Miracle Dev right there? That's kind of worrying. Yeah, with this tied up, as you said, this is going to be certainly a tense matchup for all teams involved here. Blaze maybe might play a little bit more passively. I'm not entirely sure how they kind of handle this pressure. So far, Stone Cold might possibly still be enacting their plan of delay. They're hanging back, waiting for any flankers or aggressive pushes, and I'm not really seeing any of that coming out from Blaze yet. It seems their flanks and pushes, well, aggressive pushes, are mostly just out of kind of opportunism, rather than anything they like to do, like at the start of the round.
Yeah, and I think I mean, I hope we don't have that strategy coming out from Stone Cold Killers, because it is a bit of a boring one to watch if they take 6 minutes on Suburbia before they do anything.
I have a very slight fear that that's exactly what's going to happen, NightFiree.
It does raise the argument that times should be lowered on shorter maps, because they clearly don't need 6 minutes as they stand in their spawn. Seth not even out of spawn yet. Neither is a Miracle Dev. I mean, these guys are literally still in their spawn 2 minutes into the map.
Yeah, they're just holding their angles. They're waiting for flankers. They're not even checking not usual positions like, say, maybe the APC underneath there. Sometimes people lie there, or the concrete barrier next to it. Sometimes, I think I've seen Verge play it quite often. Those are some very nice smokes. Very kind of preemptive, considering the fact that I think, as usual, they will expire before they do anything yet again.
Yeah. I don't know what the point of that is. They literally have their 3 members at the spawn still, and they put smokes on objective. Those are just going to burn out, and you're not going to be able to advance on it. Those are good smokes, too, so it's a shame that they're going to be wasted.
It's very sad to see indeed. So we are starting to see this Western push. It's a little bit out of sync, but it does work. They take down Chrysler with the nice shots from Dr. Sean. And the smokes on the center house. They're ready for this, but Enigma gets taken down by Noman. That is an unfortunate pick for them.
Yeah, a good little peek out there. Noman popping up over that little windowsill to find the kill there on the other side. Rest of the squad still not quite advanced far enough. Dr. Sean is able to find Noman, but immediately refragged by Naoko. Blaze into a 3v3 just like that. An airburst towards Verge doesn't quite land in that window. An interesting strategy, though, from 4Q.
I'm not entirely sure what the plan is for Stone Cold here. That attack was totally out of sync. They've lost 2 members on the west with no real backup from the eastern side. That would have been a pretty good push if not for the fact that they don't really seem coordinated at all.
Yeah, maybe they're timing a bit off. This east squad really waiting it out. Naoko finding Miracle Dev through the bushes. A nice smoke coming out over towards Seth. Or sorry, not ready.
You can see 4Q smokes there. That was perfectly placed to block out the second floor. The objective also a little bit on the first kind of ground level. It really shows the expertise he has with those grenades.
Seth Bowden, a very risky move here. All Naoko has to do is peek through those shrubs. I think prone, though, he is going to be unseeable by not ready.
Yeah, you can't actually see through that, though. Naoko can see through it from his perspective, but not the other way around. Unfortunately, though, he will see a few moving pixels in case Naoko moves just a little bit too much.
Seth Bowden here peeking around. Naoko has no idea he's here, but not ready might catch him out. He peeks around. He does find him. The last 2 members left alive for Blaze grab themselves the round. We're off to a start here.
We are indeed. They took all that time, and it was not to be, unfortunately.
An interesting strategy, you know. I mean, it did work out for them on that quarantine map. I wonder if that's why they immediately went with it again on Suburbia. I don't think it'll work a 3rd time. I think Blaze will stay patient. You know, if no action comes out early, then these guys are going to be sitting waiting the whole round and ready for it. You know.
Yeah, just like Globachem, they're not going to do anything just out of antsiness. They're going to be just holding their angles and waiting. If they don't need to flank them, they just simply won't.
Go into this Marsoc round. I expect to see some differing methods of approach from these squads. You know, I think Blaze probably going to be utilizing their time a little bit differently in comparison to Stone Cold Killers.
Yeah, I do expect Blaze to pretty much immediately try and take the center house, possibly with a shield, and then it'll just go from there, I reckon, coming in from the west and these simultaneously as they try and make their way towards the tank.
We are getting also dangerously close to the start of the SMC series. We may end up bumping in a little late to that. That is scheduled.
Yeah, I was going to mention it earlier, 20 minutes.
Yeah, it is scheduled for 20 minutes. The odds of that, well, it would require some caps and some magic to happen here.
Well, indeed, we'll have to get some very quick games coming out from Stone Cold and Blaze, especially Stone Cold Blaze. I have faith in.
Alright, smoke's out first thing.
Yep, and you hear from Blaze, smoke's out first thing, so they're going to get those smokes early and try and be moving up fast with those smokes instead of sort of having them go to waste.
Yeah, and they've got that shield as well. Now goes ready with it.
Yeah, the smokes are there over towards that carport. Trying to deny vision from 4Q as they advance up here. Yeah, and you can see just very differing strategies. We'll see which one works. There's a nice frag. Lands right in front of 4Q and doesn't tag him.
Looks like it went underneath the car and just got taken up by its hitbox. That's really unfortunate. That would definitely have got him otherwise.
Already, Blaze pushing up into this middle area. They have a bevy of smokes here. Not sure the intention of them. Noman sending some suppressive fire out.
And Navko's going in with the shield. He's going straight up. Well, straight into the next room.
Yeah, 4Q didn't even hear that.
You know what I'm kind of scared by? He's already got a tablet in his hands.
Well, he's radioing in
Might be going for
information too, so they should know he's here. 4Q, I think, has pulled a nade. Yeah, he's going to toss it out over towards Noman unsuccessfully. Not ready. Finally finding 4Q. That's a huge pickup on that bottom floor.
Good job.
Cryocell moving up with the information from Naoko. He should know where Doc is. Naoko using this shield here. Their push is looking good, but a Miracle Dev denying not ready. That push on the east side. Enigma shutting down Cryocell on the west. The push upstairs, though, now they have control of middle building, and that's not good for Stone Cold Killers.
Definitely not. With Noman also in the backup on the eastern side just by the playground. This is looking like a pretty good push so far for Blaze. They just need to push out of center house, smoke out the tank with whatever they have left. I'm not sure they have too much. And then I think this will be a relatively smooth ride for them coming on.
Kind of see the layout here. Dr. Sean and Seth in position. Sean being suppressed by Noman. Miracle Dev starting to get antsy. He's going to rotate around and maybe look for a flank, but Naoko pushes up to objective. The smoke not quite enough. Miracle Dev still on the rotation. Sean goes down. We're into a 2v2. The flank finds one. Bird sees him. Can't get the trade here. Miracle Dev putting rounds off. It's up to Verz. That's 3 are left alive. Birds popping out and getting picked up finally by a Miracle Dev through the bushes. Stone Cold Killers hang in there and go up. Or sorry, tie it 1-1.
And that's very unfortunate, especially when Naoko tried to push the objective. I'm not sure if he caught it, but he dropped his shield accidentally and just went straight for it anyway, tablet in hand. Tried to swat the bullets away with his tablet. Didn't work out. You know, I'm surprised Blaze couldn't take that with the offense they had there.
Yeah.
With the center house under control, they could have really just peppered the spawn house. They had loads of time. There was no need to really go for a push just that early.
Yeah, they went to go for that cap too, and that smoke just wasn't quite far enough on objective to deny vision from the defense. It was close, and they almost had the right idea there. Some good moves, but I mean, you look at the time difference here. I think we had 15 seconds left last round, and this round we have 3 minutes and 28 seconds left.
Yeah, there's certainly a big difference. You know, when I first signed up to these matches, I thought it might be Boss Fight versus Danglers that ran over, not Stone Cold Killers versus Blaze. I thought there was enough time in between.
Yeah, it's not looking like it's gonna be the case, especially if we keep trading back and forth here, especially if Stone Cold Killers continue to opt with that slower pace maneuvering on Marsoc. We're gonna be here for a couple more minutes. But I guess it will be good for anybody tuning in. You'll just be able to get sucked into the next series right away. Our voices be damned and our food getting cold.
Stone cold, you might say.
We suffer.
I had to try it. Blaze is celebrating with the pistols, though.
Trying to get hyped up. This is the deciding series. Some pre-fire coming out, interestingly enough, almost landing.
But these aggressive smokes, it's not what I expected from Stone Cold here. And that nade almost got Noman through the window there. That was dangerous.
Yeah, they've been airbursting that window. Some good shots from Sean do find Noman regardless, so that two-story position is done. Stone Cold Killers still playing it a bit slow, but not as slow. They've moved up into the middle a little faster.
I don't know if I got him in
Yeah, they do have some revenge nades coming out from Blaze inside. A little bit too high, not doing much. They are starting to get the aggressiveness of birds coming out. This is probably what Stone Cold Killers is waiting for. Though, considering the position he's in, no sitting far as back as sitting back as far as they are is certainly not going to really help them here.
Birds again has to be careful he doesn't clip through. I think he'll be safe there with the bushes and sandbags.
It should be indeed, and once they start pushing up to the eastern side here, coming through the playground rather, birds are going to be a serious issue. Because that is a position I don't think I've ever seen somebody take before. I didn't even realize there was a little protrusion of bush there that you could kind of sit in the corner of. That is certainly a unique one for a vault position.
Yeah, and sort of taking stock of Stone Cold Killers. They're moving up here on this west side pretty fast. Some frags coming out from Dr. Sean over into that corner. No one's there, though.
One thing I hope we don't see at the same as the earlier rounds is Dr. Sean and Enigma just getting dominated. And there goes Dr. Sean already. They're going to get dominated on this western side while the rest of the team just sits back on the east. And it's just going to be another two-men loss on this western flank and put them down.
Such a weird disconnect. It's their strategy for sure. They're trying to, like, encase this objective and get that team around the west side to get some picks. But you gotta also move in the other side.
Yeah.
The res
We've
is
still
out,
got
though.
3 of the members back, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they're starting to move in now, but with the nades coming out from Blaze and the flashes, this could be an issue for them.
I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow in the knee.
Oh, they're starting to move up the eastern side now. If Birds can get a little bit of a call out on them, maybe we'll hear them or some shots will ring out. He's going to completely vaporize both of them. Already seems almost away, and there goes Dr. Sean. He tried to peek out again, and it just didn't work out.
I mean, Not Ready has his full undivided attention drawn over there. Verds does finally find 4Q. I'm surprised Miracle Dev doesn't react off that, though. Seth's looking here.
I think there's one behind me on the sandbag too.
Yeah, Birds does know Miracle Dev is there, but Seth is definitely going to take him down instead. The danger not coming from where he thought it was going to.
No, he wasn't expecting that push. A nice nade coming out towards Miracle. Just missing. Enigma finds Not Ready, and Blaze get picked up. Stone Cold Killers grab themselves the Marsoc round with 2 minutes left.
It's changed. The war has changed here. They picked up their pace a little bit. The tactics working out as the eastern side comes in. And the planets aligned, and it works out for everybody involved, except for Blaze.
Yeah, I guess who are we to question that strategy? They sort of getting those picks on that east side, and I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting strategy. Surprised to see it work here so well against Blaze of all teams.
Yeah. But speaking of Blaze, on the Marsoc round of the burning building, I'm definitely feeling a shield, 8 smokes, 2 nades, just a straight up rush on it. It seems like a very Blazy thing to do.
Yeah, it does. I wonder after losing that round if they'll be sort of looking to do a aggressive play like that, though.
It's possible they may just do a kind of switch it up, change the pace, try and take back their rhythm from Stone Cold Killers. It's definitely something that you see, like, let's say, Globo can do. It's, if a team they're playing against gets used to what they're doing, they're certainly going to try and change it up to avoid that, try and reset the clock for them to adapt to their current style of play. There goes the round we're starting off now. I will hopefully get to see my favorite Nalco shield.
Well, you did get to see it on Quarantine.
I did, but he got killed immediately. It didn't work out so well on Quarantine.
You're going to get it here on this objective. I think he also already has pulled the pin on his smoke. Yeah, they're going to try and play it hard with that smoke.
Birds is hyping people up. And it's going to be a complete just mess here. The smoke's not so good on the objective this time.
Not good at all. Not getting over that house whatsoever as grenade comes out, catches two. Really nicely played.
Rolled on top of it. Yeah, he rolled on top of the bush to take down the two. Really put a break on them.
There's going to be a double res, though. Both of them do get picked up. Now it might...
Got to take use of these smokes before they run out.
I was going to say, it might be Blaze's turn to waste the smokes. Some frags coming out, unsuccessful, though. They are...
And we're going to send a house push from Birds here.
Finds one. He gets up top. Enigma picks him off. All sorts of trades happening over on this side now. A Miracle Dev peeking out, finding Cryo Cell. Naoka with the shield here, trying to come up. Another going down. Miracle Dev denying. Entry point picks the knife out. Can't quite get it.
But now Narco just has to deal with Seth Bowden, and this is possible cap territory, assuming no rotations from center house. We are seeing Dr. Sean come in.
He's gonna nade it. Oh, he was gonna nade Seth. The nade wouldn't have caught him. Sean catches the shield. Stone Cold Killers go up 3-1. They're trying to take this series.
They definitely are, and they're certainly hyped up to do so as well. You can hear the celebrations of Enigma and Dr. Sean right at the end there. Considering how well the past two rounds have gone, despite my earlier predictions, I think Stone Cold might take this match, you know.
I mean, it is... The ranking separation here is nearly 10 entire ranks. You know, so this is a big game for Stone Cold Killers. If they can get this win, it shoots them up out of that tie that they're stuck in with these other teams. Puts them up so much higher into the rankings, almost into a whole other category.
Yeah, they'll be going from, let's just say they trade places with Blaze. They'll be going from number 21 in the world, or actually number 24 in the world currently, up to number 12. That is a 12 rank increase on the worldwide standings.
That is a nice little swing. Right there. You can sort of obviously tell why Stone Cold are so happy about being just on the cusp of taking this series.
Absolutely. There's only 15 seconds before that auto start timer runs out, and I think we're going to see some pretty happy players on the side of Stone Cold Killers and the Desperate Verse trying to cheer people up.
Trying to motivate his team to be locked in. See if they can run it back. They got close to coming back on Quarantine. So, not giving up on Blaze just yet.
Absolutely. They are ready for this. They seem to be quite communicative on the defense side, which is a good sign. Maybe Birds is pumping up finally worked. This is the rollout. Will they go for the slow tactic, or are they going to maybe pick it up a little bit? So I think they say this is a 2-point league. I think they will pick it up a little bit, go a little bit harder than previously.
Yeah, they are.
Considering it's worked, maybe going slow is a good idea. Yeah, looks like they are trying the exact same tactics as the previous rounds. With the tank objective, maybe Blaze is going to be smartened up. They have put Not Ready and Nalco on this western side. They're going to be ready for Dr. Sean and also Enigma, and they're going to be a paste on the ground.
Yeah, they are very much waiting for these guys to sort of make their approach on this west side. I wonder if they'll catch it out, though. Since Sean's crossing the outgo, does peek out, finds Sean, can't land the shots. The sandbag denying vision. Sean peeks out the trade. Sean's resable, Naoko is not. Enigma will be able to get that res.
Yeah, we have the attempted nade from 4Q there. That was an incredibly ballsy nade from him. That went incredibly high and almost would have got Not Ready if it was just a little bit lower on the arc. But I don't think Enigma and Dr. Sean will expect Not Ready to be set up here in the concrete barrier, because he hasn't been there any previous round.
He just has to make sure he's quiet and doesn't peek up at the wrong time.
If he hunkers down and stays silent until they're literally right on top of him shooting his teammates, he could potentially get a double kill with pretty much no risk to himself. Though the stealth part is going to be difficult. That nade from Dr. Sean right there?
Now it's a smoke.
No, it was a smoke, yeah.
Not sure where, though. Maybe to deny vision on that corner. Not ready, though. Very much ready for Dr. Sean to peek around this corner here. Catches him out right away.
So, and again, they have redirected the smokes as well. The one right next to Verds might actually help him out a little bit, as he could duck into it in case he eventually gets spotted. So 3 minutes left. We are finally getting the Eastern push, and there goes Enigma trading with Not Ready.
I think you saw him
That's
just in that
definitely
little
a
sliver.
useful pickup.
That's a huge pickup. And we're tied up here 3-3. I don't know if I like the defensive positioning from Blaze either.
It's looking a little bit shaky right now with only one person on the other side of the street. That could be an issue.
Yeah.
An issue.
Initialu.
It's a very, very interesting and dangerous musical instrument.
You're right, though. If Verds goes down, Noman pretty much is the only one that'll deny entry behind that tank, and he still doesn't have a great line of sight, so some good smokes here could do a lot, but I don't know if Stone Cold Killer's got any of that left.
I don't think so. Stone Cold Killers is totally out. They keep wasting their smokes at the very start of the round, and I'm not entirely sure why. It doesn't really seem to have any kind of purpose. It's certainly not distractory, at the very least.
Seth peeking out here over on the east. Making sure nobody's at this burning nook here on this patio.
I don't think I'd expect Verds' positioning, though, just on the black car, though. Normally people take that position. It's kind of a pub lobby spot. I think it's one of the main things that Verds and Pants use to their advantage, because you just don't expect them to be there, because it's just so uncommon for a comp player to be there. And there goes Seth, taken out by Cryo. He did eventually peek around that little concrete barrier in spawn house.
4Q pushing up on the Birds. The trade comes out. Minute 10 left. Is time going to be an issue again for Stone Cold Killers?
I would hope it's not. There is clutch potential here. 1v2.
I mean,
It'd be a hell of a hard thing to pull off, though.
oh, Cryo goes down.
I hope Miracle can pull it off, because the SMC versus Animal House match is starting right now.
Yes, indeed.
Well, it's scheduled to.
I think we'll be all right if we're a little late. Since we're in such a high-octane one here. Noman almost getting picked. Nearly
Saw his
goes
backpack.
down.
That's so unfortunate.
25 seconds left. Miracle Dev's rotating around again.
He needs to check his watch and he needs to start moving. He only has 15 seconds left now. It's just ticking down constantly. Noman's not going to peek this. He knows better. Or at least I hope he does. And Miracle Dev is currently staring at the floor, looking at his dead friend.
Just checked his time. There it is. Blaze, hang on. They stay into the series. 3-2.
They're certainly prolonging the match, that's for sure, but Blaze, with this objective on the tank, they might try and go for a cap here as they are still 1 round lower, and the chance of them taking this Vault round I think is relatively high. I think that they want to do something drastic, something with a lot of smokes, hopefully no nades killing 2 people immediately when they start their push, like we saw during the burning push. That's certainly not what we want to see if Blaze wants any chance of coming ahead on this match and winning it. I'm not sure if I would expect a Nalco shield play here. We have seen it on the burning objective and also another tank objective, but considering how it worked out on the previous tank objective, I'm not sure if he'll bring it again this time. I expect to see maybe some more utilities and a MK18 rather than the shield this time, but my predictions are not the best.
Not the best.
Maybe a bit of an understatement, that's for sure.
I feel like you're trying to get them wrong at this point.
I think so, yeah. That's my secret plan. Oh, he has burned a shield.
Interesting.
Alright, let's do this. Elko, you going center house?
Now, this is Blaze's final chance for redemption. If they can take this, they will take the match. Though the MMR will be questionable to say the least.
Not like last time, boy.
We see another 4Q nade careening over towards Nalco and Verds. My heart is just gonna stop immediately.
Has that shield up, pushing forward.
Might have issues with 4Q though. I'm not sure if he'll expect him to be there, or if he does expect him, it's going to be a little bit difficult to deal with him. You know, pistol through the window, through the wooden frames in it. It's not the easiest thing in the world.
Let's toss up.
What is that nade distance?
I don't know. That would have worked against them.
Yeah, it would have actually. Just a little bit more to the right. But this is unexpectedly slow coming out of Blaze, especially when they have the shield and the tank objective. They're up to forward positions, but they're kind of just sitting there waiting for something, for them to make a mistake, possibly.
Yeah, I'm wondering what the plan is here. Noman trying to find any picks through the bushes. Ooh, the shield doing some work. Gets him a kill bottom floor.
We'll have to deal with Enigma, who's going to be watching the stairs, or at least I hope he will be watching the stairs shortly. He's dancing about the second floor, Cryo, and not ready. I've definitely heard him. And Cryo's looking for the kill.
I hear one in middle.
Lots of radioing in from both sides. Information is conveyed. Enigma's position is given away. Cryo's looking up there. He hears the running around.
He wants to take him down, but he just doesn't have the clear enough shot. He doesn't want to give away his position.
Naoko gonna go up the stairs. No, tosses a nade. Enigma pushes forward at the wrong time. Naoko has secured themselves that middle hotel or middle building. Blaze are looking good right now.
They are indeed. This is still a tank objective though, but they're looking very good to take it. They just need to deal with Miracle Dev, who is going to be right on it, along with Seth Bowden just next to it. But these smokes, they're looking good. We just need some more nades on the tank, and they're going to be very, very clean pushing in.
Ooh, a nice nade from Seth. I like that reaction. Miracle Dev holding his position tight there. Verds finds Dr. Sean with the nade. That's a nice pickup. That'll allow them to push forward. If they can get the cap, they can take the series here.
They can indeed. We've got everyone coming in from every angle. There goes Miracle Dev taking out by Carousel.
Now goes on objective. He's punching in code now. Seth's charging forward. Gets now. Oh, he's immediately answered back, and Blaze tie it up 3-3. What a dominating Marsoc round from them.
Yeah, that was absolutely perfect from Blaze there. I don't think there was anything I could have really done better there, except for maybe do the center house push a little bit faster, because that was just amazingly clean there. They had the nice smokes, they had the nice nades onto Dr. Sean, and the push itself was pretty clean. Maybe if Nalco, the shield, had been able to put the shield on his back and his back turned to the objective and went for the cap, maybe he would have been able to get it, but it would have been on shaky ground, that's for sure. Now that's a comeback from Blaze. I imagine the teams are going to be under some serious pressure now.
I don't know if I've had a series come down to the final round. But the pressure here is definitely a lot more significant than it would be in any other round. Both teams, I mean, this is it. This decides who takes the series. A huge pickup for Stone Cold Killers, a huge fall for Blaze. Both of them, if they can win, it matters a lot. It's going to help them push forward into some new rankings.
Very much does. It will open up a whole new world of pain for Stone Cold Killers, the likes of Globachem with their whip nice and ready. I think Globachem have already played Stone Cold this season.
They're the ones, they could be partly responsible for pushing him down to where they are now anyway.
Very true, very true. I think Stone Cold Killers was actually possibly above Blaze just last week before they lost to Fury. It's entirely possible.
Wow. We're going to decide the series on a middle house objective.
Oh, that's not looking good for Stone Cold Killers.
Yeah, their slow strategy of play. I wonder how that's going to work here.
Won't be the prettiest, that's what I'm pretty certain about. Are they piling everyone in there? Yeah, they're not taking chances. They're doing the beginner's strategy.
Now go on the outside, Verd's bottom floor, and 3 up top.
But Stone Cold Killers, it looks like they're going to be taking their time yet again.
This is an interesting one to take your time on.
Yeah, because they should probably know that they're going to be playing incredibly conservatively, considering how much is on the line right here. 3-3 center house objective. They'll do everything in their lives to prevent the center house being taken. I find it interesting to see the kind of almost timed movements of Stone Cold Killers here. At about like 4 minutes, you have Enigma and what's his name, Dr. Sean moving up the western side. Then about 3 minutes, maybe 2.5 minutes, you have Miracle Dev and also Seth Boyd to move up west with 4Q coming down the center. It's very uniform.
Do they know where the objective is?
I would hope so.
Why are you throwing smokes outside?
Possibly they're going to try and take over the spawn house and fire in through the windows.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're worried about the front yard defense. They're trying to smoke that out, but those smokes weren't far enough. They didn't land where they needed to go. Miracle Dev trying to suppress towards birds.
Looks like he was actually trying to spray through the bushes and the fences and try and catch someone in the spawn house that was hiding behind the fences looking out, try and catch people. But there's nobody there. They're all piled up in their center house, which Stone Cold Killers seemingly is not expecting in any capacity.
It's a using all their utility elsewhere. That's like 6 smokes and a frag. Not sure what else they have on their belt to come into the building now.
I'm not sure either. They have 1 nade on Dr. Sean at least. That's going to be something very useful. I don't think anyone else has anything. Enigma only has 1 smoke. Now, I've checked all the chests. The entire arsenal of Stone Cold Killers is 2 smokes and 1 nade right now. They have nothing else. 2 smokes, 1 nade, a lot of ammo, and the hopes and dreams of every single one of their players. That's what they're bringing to the center house in the party against Blaze.
I wonder if Sean will be able to find Naoko prone here. I actually think Naoko may be just low enough. I don't know. Doc is looking for it.
I think he does see him, but he must think he's an object in the world rather than an actual
Yeah.
player. If he comes around here, he should definitely expect it.
He has to be dead silent, though. If he makes a peep.
Oh dear. Dr. Sean's made the noise now. Naoko's got to hear him.
Noman,
He's got to flip back and expect him.
Noman's dialed in there. He's trying to get the angle on him, and he can't. Finally.
Tense, Dr. Sean has seen him.
The chair! The chair denies the shots, and Naoko peeks around. Miracle Dev pushing up. Gets traded with Naoko. A really nice pickup from him. He grabs 2. Blazer now in a 4v3.
Now, Naoko can give out so much information. He's spotted and called out both Seth and 4Q, and that's going to give Verds the ability to do his magic.
Not trying to
Only
get over.
85
Yeah.
seconds.
I think Verds really wants to peek, but he's not trying to be over aggressive here.
He's fighting with his base instincts right here. You can see him prancing about like that.
No, a trade, a team kill, Seth. Downing 4Q, he will be able to get the res. Oh, Verds.
I'm not sure if he was. I'm not sure if he's even aware that that was a friendly. I hope he does at least. It doesn't seem to be going for a res. Though it looks like Crossout is going to be waiting for that.
Stone Cold Killers using up their time. The strategy may not work so well on these close quarters maps. Blaze are down 1. So it is a 4v3 now if they can get the res here. Seth inching his way out. The res comes out. 35 seconds on the clock. They have to push objective.
Yeah, they have to go in now. They need to use that 1 smoke and 1 nade and 2 smokes they have left on their utility, and that's all they've got to do. They need to smoke out, they need to nade out, and they need to just rush up there one after another.
20 seconds.
Underlining it.
Are Stone Cold Killers going to lose the series? The time is the question.
I'm starting to think the answer is yes, because there goes 4Q.
Seth downed instantly by Verds. And now it's all up to Enigma. Unaware of his time, Stone Cold Killers will lose the series.
Yeah, Enigma seems totally unaware of the lack of time he had there. And the entirety of Blaze just celebrates it there while they run out of time.
What an insane way to win. I mean, we talk a lot about time and burning the clock being a rookie mistake. You know what I mean? Because teams that are veteran are checking their clocks. You have to be aware of the time. And if you're a team that's going to burn the clock, you damn well better be aware of it at all times. It's amazing to me that they ran out of time there when they're a team that plays it so slow.
Is rather interesting, but I think we are going to have to wrap this up very quickly, as the next match we're going to be casting is going to be starting very, very shortly, the second we get in there.
Have they been waiting for us?
Yeah.
I'm very glad I got off that last cast of the night then.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a voice left. If you are just hanging with us here, don't go anywhere. We got more action coming up to you right now. I just have to hop into the lobby.
You may want to stop and start the stream just so it doesn't merge into one super stream.
It's not exactly easy to do.
That is true. But we don't want Stone Cold Killers versus Blaze to also have the SMC match.
Does it really matter? Can't.
I suppose it could be done in post. I think you can edit it.
Yeah,
In Twitch.
we'll do that.
All right, stay tuned, everyone. We're still going.
Do you have information for me, like passwords and whatnot?
Yes, I've sent it over to you, and I will send over the bands now.
Yeah, we are hopping in right now. Give me a time to let me switch our teams up here. Whew. Right into another one.
Very high-paced action. I'm gonna very quickly apologize to them. I'll be back in a minute, my friends. There we go, I've apologized.